So our story of the radio begins here in 1888 when Heinrich Hertz used his invention known as a spark gap transmitter to produce the first radio waves. Go ahead 6 years to 1894 and Marchese Marconi invents the first piece of radio equipment. It is a simple device that rings a bell from 30 feet away. This device ends up winning him a Nobel Prize, and during his acceptance speech, admits to not even knowing how it works.
Oh, I hope this works. Ding, 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 ding-a-ling, ding.
At the turn of the century in 1900, American scientist Reginald Fessenden transmits the first human voice across radio waves by sending a Canadian man's speech from a transmitter to a receiver.
Alright, you're on the air in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, hey, out there.
In 1901, Marconi makes another breakthrough by sending the first telegraphic radio message all the way from Cornwall to Newfoundland by simply sending the letter S.
The Jeopardy.
In 1904, the first radio transmission of music occurred in Graz, Austria.
I think we're getting something.
Do you hear that? I think the service is coming in.
Hold on. Okay, wait. I think it's coming in.
On Christmas Eve of 1906, Reginald Fessenden returns to transmit the first modern radio broadcast in the United States of voice and music combined. He then ends his broadcast by personally playing the fiddle and singing O Holy Night to the citizens of the United States. In 1919, shortwave radio, commonly known as AM radio, is developed. It is a new type of radio that can travel long distances and is primarily used for communication. In 1928, the most popular radio station in the country, WRNY New York, becomes the first station to broadcast television shows on the air. In 1935, modern FM radio is born and will remain the primary form of radio transmission for the remainder of the century. In 1945, with the recent invention of television, FM radio waves are moved to a new range of transmission. In 1954, the number of radio receivers in the world passes the number of newspapers printed daily. The term junk mail is now coined, as so many people rely on radio transmission to get their news rather than the paper. In 1961, the FCC approves FM stereo broadcasting, which spurs FM development. The following year, the United States radio stations begin broadcasting in stereophonic sound. In 1980, it's an election year in the United States, and after Ronald Reagan wins the presidency, It's My Party by Leslie Gore is played on CBN for 18 hours straight.
So, we should celebrate since Reagan just got elected.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hours later.
Oh my god, turn this damn song off.
It's been
6.5
hours.
Oh my god.
1986 in Europe, FM radio stations begin to use the subcarrier signal of FM radio to transmit digital data. This RDS, or radio data system, is used to transmit messages on display screens to radio receivers. In 1993, a full 7 years after Europe already uses the RDS system, the United States FM radio stations finally begin to use it. In 1999, 2,200 U.S. radio stations take their broadcasts to the newly founded Internet. At the turn of the millennium, new challengers rise to the radio. Music streaming services such as Pandora in 2000, YouTube in 2005, Spotify in 2006, and SoundCloud in 2007 pose a new threat to radio's dominance.
Alright, you're on the air in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, hey, are you out there? Is that it with the boys?
In 1935,